growing what they need to eat. If an individual can do exports, why can't the governors look for land, create farmland for these people that did agree in the university that are just going up and down, doing nothing, and employ people and get food and still export?
See, we all need each other. I believe that there is a solution to every problem. Nobody can survive alone. You cannot. It's just how the world works.
Listen every weekday, 5 to 9 a.m. on your number one station for talk, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
And we are the nation's number one talk station. We're broadcasting live from Etimi and Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos, welcome. Welcome. This is the last hour of the Morning Crossfire, 6 past the hour of 8 on a Thursday. You can watch live right now on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube. It'll be very lovely to have you join us on our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube. Just search for Nigeria Info 99.3. So you can join us. We have all our platforms opened to you to communicate and give us feedback on all our conversations on Nigeria Info, and same is going for the Morning Crossfire today as well. This morning we're looking at Alzheimer's as promised, and I have an expert in the studio here, very senior resident doctor at Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Dr. Tomi Alalade. He joins me live in the studio this morning. Dr. Tomi, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Sheriff. Thanks for having me. Good morning, Lagos.
Oh, it's a pleasure. If you'd like to talk to us about our conversation, Alzheimer's, this morning, feel free. You can start sending in your messages right now, because I would personally love, and I think Dr. Tomi also would love to, get more feedback and more reactions, questions from you as we proceed on the conversation. So the WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805. That is 0809 597 5805 on WhatsApp. So let's begin. Dr. Tomi, let's start with the basic understanding of what Alzheimer is. What is it?
Okay, thank you very much. I'll start by first defining dementia.
Okay.
Before I go down to Alzheimer's dementia.
Right.
Now, dementia can be defined as a progressive global deterioration in cognition. Now, keywords: progressive, and then a deterioration in cognition. Now, what does cognition mean? It means memory, intellect, reasoning. So there is a decline in it. Now, in simple terms, it means this person can't remember some things the way it used to before. There's a decline in his cognitive function and capacity.
Okay.
Now, there are different types of dementia, one of which is Alzheimer's dementia.
Okay.
So there could be Alzheimer's dementia, there could be vascular dementia, there could be Lewy body dementia, there could be frontotemporal dementia. So there are several types. Alzheimer's is the most common out of the several types, such that up to 60 to 65% of cases, if a client has a dementia, it's most likely going to be an Alzheimer's dementia. So it's a type of dementia. So, but to simply define it, is a progressive loss of cognitive functions, majorly memory. And when we're talking more on the symptoms, I'll be able to break it down.
Let's go into the symptoms now. How do you tell? How can somebody be able to tell? Is it through diagnostics, or somebody personally can see signs and symptoms of it?
Okay, now, like I said from definition, it has to do with cognitive patterns, and cognition involves memory, intellect, knowledge, reasoning. Now, you could have someone who is older, because it's commoner in older age groups, over 65 years of age. 1% over 65 years of age, and then it doubles every 5 years. Now, when someone starts complaining that I can't remember things, so more like, I put something here, I can't remember where I put it, and it becomes progressive. Like it's now becoming more like an everyday thing, regular occurrence. You have some people, they have problems with their short-term memory. So you tell them something now, you ask them some minutes later, or you ask them like hours later, they can't remember what you say. Some even can't remember the faces of their children again. There's a progressive decline. So maybe they are talking on phone. They will be like, oh, is that Shade? And say, no, it's Bayo. Oh, Bayo. You understand? They can't remember their names. They may not remember their faces, and occasionally when you see, an old person we can't find again, it could be dementia. The person may not even remember his way back home. So there's familiar places, the person does not recognize those things again, names, location. So he just walks around the street somewhere he has been passing for 30 years, may not even be able to remember that this is my way home again, and becomes a missing person. So there is a progressive decline in memory function. Yes, there could be other problems. There could be problems with speech over time.
Okay.
We call it aphasia. There could also be problems with recognizing body parts. There could be problems with language. So, but majorly, what usually is most prominent is talking about the progressive decline in memory function. So it's very important.
I'm glad you mentioned the age part of it, because that's the next thing that I have here. Can it affect people lower than 65?
Okay, thank you. Generally speaking, dementia occurs in an elderly age group. You talk of 60, 65 upwards, and even the percentages vary, such that it's common now when you now get to over the age of 85 years. But then there is something called early onset Alzheimer's disease, such that it could happen between the ages of 40 to 65 years. But like I said, it is
40
not
to 65.
Yes, it is not commoner in that age group as compared to an older age group over the age of 65 years.
So when someone says, I forget things a lot lately, Dr. Tomi, I've called you today, Abi. I can't even remember that I called you today. And I'm not even up to 40 yet, or I'm not even up to 35 yet, or even 40 and above. But then you don't remember things often. You struggle to, recollect things. Is that a sign?
There are two answers to that.
Okay.
It could be and it may not. Now, there is a difference between normal aging. Somebody is getting old and maybe forgetting things. You understand? However, is it affecting the functioning? Is it severe enough to change the whole personality of the individual?
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to say? Because I could forget that I put my car keys in the bedroom, but most likely maybe later I'll remember, I put it there. But someone that is having a progressive decline, like I said, is progressive, gradual decline. It becomes more severe over time, and most likely they may not even remember. If you forget that you had a conversation, it may be a one-off, or later on you remember that, truly I had a conversation with this person. But for them, they probably would not even remember what has happened. So that's why we say it's progressive, it's a gradual decline in memory loss, so that we don't just anybody that forgets things. We forget. And there could be other factors that may be responsible for forgetting things, aside from dementia. You could not, so that we don't start thinking that once I'm forgetting is dementia.
Dr. Tomi, you know why I'm asking this? Because a lot of people, I hear this a lot. I get this from close people a lot. Like, why did I even come upstairs, Seth? I can't remember why I came upstairs. Then
there could be poor concentration. At that moment, probably your mind is somewhere else. And then you just felt like, you're thinking about something else and you're carrying out another action. I wasn't meant to come here, and you go.
Yeah.
It could be another condition. Sometimes somebody that has a depressive disorder may have problems with concentration, may have problem with some memory, call it like some pseudo form of dementia. You understand? So it could happen in other instances, so that anybody listening, forgetting something is not synonymous with dementia. And there are other areas, because there are early signs, there are middle signs, there are late signs. In fact, it gets to some certain stages, it could affect the behavior and the personality of the person. Right.
Let's talk about this other area, because I'm sure people who have aged parents are listening right now, and they're wondering, is this thing hereditary?
Okay. Well, there is once the family history could be a contributory factor.
Okay.
So that if you have someone in the family that had suffered from a dementia before in the past, it could contribute to the person also having it. There are some specific genes, chromosomes that may be involved in the pathophysiology of dementia.
Okay.
Like they share genes with Down syndrome, chromosome 21, so that if somebody has had the Down syndrome, it could also be part. There are some other genes, chromosome 14, chromosome 1, 11, so that could also be there. But then, just to say,
yes,
in looking at the symptoms, apart from memory, it could progress. There are a lot of other things. Now, I'll give you an example.
Yes, please.
The woman puts her money in the room, and then she left it somewhere and starts searching the sitting room for the money. And then over time, she starts accusing people and say, "You took my money. I put my money in the room. It was there. You took my money." They may become unduly suspicious. And then start suspecting people around, thinking they are doing something evil, they are planning something sinister for them. You understand? Which may not be. And later on, you'll find the money, but then they won't readily believe. So psychosis or undue suspiciousness could also come in. Some of them, after a while, could start having hallucinations. They may start hearing strange voices, others don't hear in clear consciousness. Some may have some serious beliefs like delusions. They just believe you did this thing. You know, I once saw someone who believed that because he could not remember things again, he missed his way around the house, and then he started claiming another person's house and said, "This is my house." Because he can't even remember the way to his house. So he just stood in that house and said, "This is the house." He could not remember again. So there could be delusions. There's a change in their personality because of the dementia. There could be a change in the way they do, the way they relate, the way you know them to be normally. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it could be there. And at some point, there are things we call behavioral and psychological symptoms of dementia. They could become agitated. They could have urinary incontinence. There could be a decline in their total functioning. And you'll be wondering that, why can't mommy do simple things that she normally would do? And when we get to management, we'll be able to dissect better on those aspects.
Before we get to management, though, because we're almost there. We're very almost there. What is the progression speed like from the moment it starts, or you start noticing in your aged parent or aged relative? What's the progression speed like?
Okay, thank you. Like I said, it's a gradual decline. Now, and it varies. It's not so constant to say, okay, this would be. But once it sets in, over the course of 2 years, thereabout, you could start seeing it could progress. And for some people, it may be earlier. However, what happens is, before people notice to say they want to come to the hospital, it may be when they start showing some other signs. When you now ask, they will now say, "Oh, we observed that truly like 2 years ago, it's like she wasn't remembering things the way she used to be." So most of the time, it may start around like 2 years, and then it starts declining. 2 years after they notice it, the deterioration increases, and then it becomes worse. But a few cases, maybe within 6 months, and you start seeing the decline in the memory loss. Yeah.
If you're just joining us, welcome. It's the Crossfire. I have Dr. Tomi Alalade in the studio here. He's a senior resident doctor at Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, the one that you call Yaba Left. We've not talked about that Yaba Left thing, though. You said we were going to talk about it.
It's not Yaba Psychiatric Hospital is not the way people think it is.
How is it?
There's always this myth that probably immediately you enter from the gate, you start seeing people tearing their clothes or attacking you. But that's far from it, because it's a place that houses different cadre of professionals.
That's right.
And it's a place in which, interestingly, we run clinics every day except Wednesdays. And each clinic visit, you have nothing less than around 200 patients who would also still come out, board vehicles, and move around. You understand? Inside the hospital, there are even, people may not be aware that there is even an hotel right inside, and there are staff quarters there. So it's not all about the way people think, and our patients are actually in their wards, and most of the time they are well secured premises, and they are not the way we think, as if they are scattering things and
so there you go.
Clothes,
I had to chip that in, because we need to demystify. We need to demystify that idea of Yaba Left. No, it's not me that they will take the Yaba Left. It's not always like that. People go there to seek medical attention, and you should as well. Now, let's get a few thoughts in before we go into management and care of Alzheimer's. We're going to open up our phone lines right now. For the ladies, it's 01 465 7190. That is 01 465 7190 for the ladies. For the men is 0700 993 993 993. That is 0700 993 993 993. You can send us your thoughts. Yes, you can be very anonymous if you want to be anonymous. Yeah, you're very free to do that. Send us your thoughts on Facebook, where we are streaming live right now. That is Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube as well. Nigeria Info 99.3 on YouTube. Please, when you call in, if you want to be anonymous, please feel free to be anonymous and go straight to the point. I would appreciate that a lot. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Bernard.
Welcome, Bernard. Welcome.
Yeah, so I have a question. My dad passed on 2 years ago. And he had dementia before he passed on. Okay, so we were actually there were no traces of dementia in the family, not genetic as far as we all could remember. But there was a time he had an accident, and he hit his head, was run down by a car while he was trying to cross, and then he hit his head. And then 3 years after, we started noticing this loss of memory and all the symptoms that the doctor talked about. So I want to ask, this kind of thing, like an accident that maybe affects the brain, can it eventually, lead to dementia? That's the first one.
Okay.
Then the other question is, can it be fatal? After all, can one, die as a result of dementia or Alzheimer?
Oh, okay.
So those are my questions.
All right, Ben. Thank you. Dr. Tomi.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the question, and I'm so sorry about the loss of your father. Now, there are several other causes of dementia, and head trauma or brain tumor could be a cause. When somebody has a severe head trauma, it could lead to dementia. There could be infections, neurosyphilis, HIV-related dementia. It could be a cause. And there are some even reversible causes, like a vitamin deficiency or hypothyroidism or some metabolic derangements. They could also be causes. But for this particular situation, the cause is identifiable. The head trauma, yes, could lead to it, because there are areas of the brain, and once it's affected, then some dementia could occur. Now, the second question in which he asked about
whether it can be fatal,
whether it can be fatal, or if dementia itself could lead to death. Now, the thing is, most of the time, it is the associated symptoms or possibility, the presence of comorbidities that may lead to death. Now, because somebody that has dementia probably also has an hypertensive disorder, or also has a diabetes, or probably also has some, because of the dementia, there's a decline in functioning, decline in personal hygiene, or some other comorbidities may be the cause for the death. Primarily, most of the time, dementia itself would not be the, the primary cause of death. It may be some associated things, because like I said, it's a decline in memory and some other symptoms that we see. Yeah.
Let's go to break. We're due for a break. When we return from this break, as you can see, calls are here. We'll take more calls and hear from more people. Thank you, Lagos. Let's pause now. We'll take a very short one. When we return, we'll continue with our conversation. Welcome. In the meantime, you can keep dropping your thoughts on our socials, on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. You can also drop something for us on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805. Do join us again.
Every day, news breaks.
The Nigerian Communications Commission has ordered mobile network operators,
shaping our present and the future.
The vast majority of men and women of the police force are hardworking and diligent in performing their duties.
Policies and its makers.
I have been crying out. What is there in our time now is that the cost of government is too much.
Community and the dwellers.
Stop playing the ostrich. I came here now and the officers are saying I cannot exercise my rights.
We bring them all to you. The news on Nigeria Info. Top of the hour, every hour. Nigeria Info News. This is an infomercial.
A multinational company in Lekki, Lagos is massively recruiting independent sales executives that own a car and a valid driver's license. Are you ready to work with the company with the most history worldwide? Are you ambitious, a smart worker? Do you have a great attitude? Ready to take your career to the next level? Here is an opportunity for you. Please call 0815 705 0505 or 0905 637 4258 to book for an interview.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
With Airtel Home Broadband device, your home is connected and you all can focus on the important things in life.
Enjoy the finer things in life in the Airtel HBB seasonal offer. Visit any certified Airtel shop to get a 4G Wi-Fi at 9,999 Naira plus up to 55 gigabyte bonus data, or router at 19,999 Naira plus up to 160 gigabyte bonus data. Offer valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
With Jumia 9th anniversary sales, celebrate your everyday. Whatever you want, oh, you can get it on the Jumia way. Jumia way. Oh yeah.
From the 11th to the 27th of June, you can enjoy up to 60% discount on phones, groceries, home appliances, and so much more. Download the Jumia app today.
Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Taking your first step at owning your home.
It's easy as ABC.
At Run Homes, turning tenants to landlords all year round.
Happy people, happy landlords. Run homes, life is rich. Happy people, happy landlords. Everywhere. With our run homes, life is richer. Whatever you do, whoever you are, you can build your dream home. With our run homes, you can be a teacher, you can be a lawyer. With our run homes, life is richer. With Jumia 9th anniversary sales, celebrate your everyday. Whatever you want, oh, you can get it on the Jumia way. Jumia way. Oh yeah.
From the 11th to the 27th of June, you can enjoy up to 60% discount on phones, groceries, home appliances, and so much more. Download the Jumia app today.
Jumia, your everyday delivered.
The UEFA Euro 2020 is here, featuring the best of the best, the Sergio Ramoses, the Ronaldos, the Harry Kanes, the Mbappes, and of course you, the super fans. From Friday the 11th of June to Sunday the 11th of July, you can watch your favorite stars battle it out, match after match, to be crowned kings of Europe. The UEFA Euro 2020. It's anyone's game. Get and stay connected to DSTV to watch every game live on SuperSport or on the DSTV app.
Give me my Kellogg's, world's #1 cereal. I love my Kellogg's, world's #1. Give me my Kellogg's, world's #1 cereal. I love my Kellogg's, world's #1. Oh, oh, Kellogg's, oh, oh, #1. Oh, oh, Kellogg's is world's #1.
Enjoy the world's #1 cereal, Kellogg's, today.
Power oil sachet, 17 naira. Only 17 naira. I said power oil sachet now. 17 naira. Only 17. Hey, Opunga cooking oil now. 17 naira. For a healthy family. 17 naira. Opunga cooking oil now. 17 naira. Power oil sachet, 17 naira.
Power oil for a healthy family.
ShopRite's Big Red Carnival is back, and this year we're big on low prices, big on savings, with great deals on products like 6 475-gram Power Pasta Spaghetti for 1,599 Naira 99 kobo, and 2 Nestle 900-gram Golden Mon cereal packs at 2,999 Naira 99 kobo.
Plus, you could stand to win 50% off your grocery shopping. Simply buy 3 participating products to qualify with ShopRite's Big Red Carnival. T's and C's apply. July.
All prices valid till the 27th of June 2021. ShopRite. Lower prices you can trust always.
You can rest assured we will take this jolly ride with you. I'll bet it's on you, 'cause you are a winner. We'll win with you. We'll run with you all the way. We'll share your dreams and we'll turn them to reality. We're invested in your tomorrow.
ARM. Invested in your tomorrow.
Yes! I won! Oh my god, it's home! Guys, since I joined BiggyBet, I have been cashing out daily. You don't mean it? Look at you. Let me tell you, they offer 120% welcome bonus, bigger odds, 315% accumulator bonus, got one bonus, and you can even cash out anytime, whether in a shop or online. They also have the best virtual games and jackpots. Hey, you see? They even pay winnings instantly. Guy, choose bigger rewards. Visit www.biggybet.com. Sign up or become an agent now. BiggyBet. Bigger reward, bigger life.
This is what we live for. To connect with history in the making. To stream every breathtaking moment. To witness Mbappe, Kane, and all the football greats. To be part of the journey to glory. This is where we live the good and the bad. And unashamedly give our all to the beautiful game. Live the experience. Watch all the Euro 2020 action live from Supersport on Showmax Pro. Sign up at showmax.com.
Enter the place and brighten. Make everybody they wonder. Waiting me cause all the shine. Lush hair. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair. So you want to slay? Slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. Straight or curly. You know they tango. Lie. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. You wonder how I shine like this. I'm on a lush hair, be the coco. Say you want to know. And if you wanna be fine like me, I can show you where to go. A lush hair, be the coco.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, a tournament with a difference, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide.
They seem to keep hold of the ball, see so much of the ball, but at the end of the day, they tend to do little or nothing with the ball.
Floated into the box. It's in.
A player who's been having a renaissance after season.
He connected to the pass like a socket. Fired the shots like a rocket.
From no other person but Rafael Varane.
All they want to do is sit back, where your weaknesses, and then when they get the ball, they counter-attack you.
It was a brilliant piece of play by Karim Benzema. But they decided against that counter-attack and go all the way back.
Beautiful. Trent Alexander-Arnold, 38 meters. This is your goal of the week.
When you defend, you can defend for 91 minutes, and just for 1 minute, everything will change.
He completes his hat trick. He's in the pursuit of perfection.
Best days are behind him already, and the young managers have taken up the mantle.
Covering every blade of grass for a full month from 11th June to 11th July 2021 on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 on Nigeria Info. It's live football, just the way you like it.
Our oil sachet, 70 naira, only 70 naira. I
family. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
We're back from that quote short break, 8:36 is the time. Welcome back to the show. I'm Sheriff Quadry. It's a Crossfire, and it's a Health Thursday on the Crossfire. We are talking about Alzheimer's. Dr. Tomi Alalade, Senior Resident Doctor, Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, is with me in the studio. Dr. Tomi, thank you again for coming through. We appreciate you. Let's start this round. I have calls already coming in. Some have refused to even stop calling ever since we went on that break. But please give me a moment with Dr. Tomi. Let me just ask him this question before I come back to the telephone, okay? Let's talk about class. Is there any connection between Alzheimer's and the class of people, highly educated, low education, high income, low income, middle income? What's the relationship between these two Alzheimer?
Thank you very much. Now, having a lower educational status may actually be a risk factor to having Alzheimer's disease. It has been shown from studies, you understand, such that going to school or having a better educational status is a bit protective against Alzheimer's. Yes, it cuts across. Like I said, the major thing is increasing age. So far you are increasing in age, there is a possibility of Alzheimer's dementia. However, good educational status may be a protective factor to it.
Even if it's going to come, even if you're going to still have it, it can be delayed because you're well read. And
exactly. Maybe a protective factor. Again, really part of the risk factors, aside from increasing age, females may
Excuse me. Females.
Being a female may also be part of the risk factor. However, there's an explanation to it.
Please give me.
Now, because the life expectancy, most of the time, females grow more older than a male. And since we said Alzheimer's is related to increasing age, so that's why you could have more females presenting later on in life with Alzheimer's than a male.
That's better. I feel better now. It's not that it's a good thing, but yeah. So that, I mean, hearing females, you want to you be taken aback a little. What? But now that you've explained,
that's just it. Because really, one way or the other, part of the protective factors that studies have shown is a woman with higher estrogen. Estrogen could be a protective factor really later on. But the reason why it's just females is just because they grow older. But estrogen is a protective factor. So having dementia.
All right. Esther Ijoma on Facebook says Alzheimer, dementia, and amnesia. She wants to know if there are any difference.
Okay. Thank you. Now, amnesia is basically about memory loss. Like, I can't remember. Amnesia, forgetting.
Okay.
Alzheimer cuts across more cognitive functions than amnesia. So I just forgot this thing. There are different forms of amnesia, different types, but it's majorly about, it deals with forgetting the memory, short term, I can't remember things. It's about memory. But Alzheimer's, like I said, it could affect the speech, it could affect the person recognizing body parts, it could affect language, it could affect reasoning, it could affect memory, it could lead to some behavioral changes, you understand, or personality changes. So there is a difference between amnesia and then Alzheimer's dementia. We could also differentiate it based on age. Amnesia could come in earlier as compared to dementia, you understand? So it's not about waiting till older age, so to speak, before someone could have an amnesia, you understand? So there are different etiologies or different causes to dementia and to amnesia, but basically it's about that.
All right. Let's go back to the telephone and take a few calls before we come to management. of Alzheimer's dementia. 0700 993 993 993 and 01 465 7190. Again, you're very free to remain anonymous if you so wish. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sadiq.
Yes, good morning.
I want to remain anonymous because people knows my voice. This is Madam Ifi.
You're welcome, Madam Ifi.
That's family.
Fine, very well.
Somebody like me, I experienced this thing that your guest is saying as I'm aging. Sometimes I'll say, let me call Sheriff. I'll pick my phone. Hey, who I won't call now? Maybe hours I'm not going to remember that it's Sheriff. Is it a dementia?
Okay.
I don't, because the thing there is sometimes baffling. When I call my mom is saying, it's normal, a normal thing. I mean, it's not my normal thing. We were talking about our president there. When you ask him one question, he will go veer off into another thing. I don't think somebody like me, I'm going to be 64 this year, in a few months.
Okay.
And, I'm experiencing such thing. I'm so happy that you brought this, our guest, so that he will tell me what I want to do. Sometimes, maybe because of the daily drugs that some of us take, it's affecting our brain. I'm a very, very clever girl.
Okay.
When I was young, I'm very clever. I have very good memory. I know history because I did history for a very long time. So if you don't have good memory, you cannot keep dates and everything in your brain.
Right.
So, and as the thing is, I will tell myself, which kind of old age is this? It's too early. I'm not yet 70. If it is like 70 something, I will not be bothered.
Okay.
All
right.
Let's part of dementia.
All right. Let's have Dr. Tomi attend to that. But before Dr. Tomi comes in, I don't know if you thank you so much for calling me. Ajayi is waiting for us. Ajayi, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning
to your guest.
Good morning.
My mom, she's almost 70. And I think about 3 years ago, she had an accident. Just like the other guy, there was a guy that called us, talked about his late dad who had an accident.
That's right.
Same story. Yes. So since then, my mom has been, like, she could be inside the three-bedroom house, three-bedroom duplex, and she's walking around and she's missing her way in the house. Even though that's not her house, she's missing her way. In my other sister's house, she goes there, she says she's going to the toilet, she's missing her way going to the kitchen, things like that. And I don't know. So my question is there any medication? I'm just assuming that it's one of those things that the doctor mentioned. So I'm asking if there's any medication or any food that can help her, or what can we do now? Because she actually hit her head too on the floor. And for years I've been supplying multivitamins to her. So that is something that she is on, and she has BP as well. So she's on those medications. I don't know if BP medication can also cause that. I don't know. So I just need some enlightenment in that regard.
All right, Ajayi. Thank you for calling. Dr. Tomi, let's take Gregory. Gregory is a first-time caller. After Gregory, we'll attend to the three callers. Gregory, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
Great. Doctor, I don't know if it's related, but it's what asked it. I realize that sometimes I try to remember the name of a person or people, and for some reason, I just remember the first letter of that name or that thing I'm trying to remember. So I then need to start working on, T. It's a T. The person's name is T. Oh, Tonia. Then I remember. Yeah, and I'm around 37. So I don't know if this is some other kind of dementia or I don't know. Because that's what I know.
All right, Greg. Thank you for calling. Dr. Tomi, now let's treat these three calls.
Okay. Thank you very much to the callers. The first caller saying that probably if she wants to call Sheriff and will not remember and everything. The thing is, you must be able to know that forgetting.
Yeah.
In fact, we say forgetting is part of learning. Sometimes you could forget things. It doesn't mean you're having dementia. Because I don't want to scare the public.
Yeah.
Because you don't remember something that's synonymous with dementia. No.
Thank you.
I mentioned
so
that
I don't have.
I mentioned that it's a cognitive decline. Memory is just one aspect of cognition. You understand? That's number one. Number two, most of the time when we are aging, when we are getting older, yes, because the neurons, there could be some loss of neurons, death of neurons in the brain. Yes, some of these forgetting things could set in, but it won't deteriorate. It may not deteriorate. It may not progress.
Yeah.
It may not affect functioning. even some people over time, they will remember those things that they for, oh, I now remember where I put it, and then they see it. I now remember this thing. I now remember I wanted to call Sheriff. I now call him. So that is totally different from dementia. Again, I just must add that there are different cognitive tests we do for assessments, in which you now say, okay, if you are between this number and this number, oh, most likely this is a mild one, or this one is normal. So there are a battery of neurocognitive tests that are done before you say, oh, this person truly has a dementia. So that's number one. Number two, about the old woman missing away in the house. The truth about it is, those are very clear symptoms when dementia sets in. You just discover that mommy is going to the bedroom, she enters the kitchen, mommy does not recognize faces, mommy is missing away around the house. Yes, it could happen. Can't remember my account details, can I remember my bank, faces and everything. So yes, it could be. Now, again, elevated blood pressure, hypertension, for someone that has had it long-standing for a while, could also lead to dementia. And that's the type of dementia called vascular dementia. Because, you know, I said we are talking of Alzheimer's dementia, which makes up about 65% of cases. Vascular dementia also happens. That may be like 15%. And in some cases, you could have both together. So it could lead to dementia with the vascular cause from the hypertension. We won't say you should stop treating the BP. Definitely you must. But when some signs of the dementia comes in, we have to also manage it. And there are medications. Maybe when we get to the management, there are drugs for it. For the last person, just to quickly address, remembering the first letter, there are several things that could make one not remember things. I may be under tension now and, oh, what's the name? So we must not be quick to judge ourselves because we are not remembering things, that we are having memory problems. When we are more relaxed, all those things will start coming to our brain. So the pressure of the moment.
It looks like it happens to him often.
Have what?
It looks like he experiences that often.
Well, we could always do different assessment, but again, is particular to names according to what he said. So it's not like it's a global thing affecting other things. So it's just namings. So that's not from face value. I wouldn't say that is dementia straight up.
Let's quickly go to management. I mean, all my lines are blinking. I'm sorry. We are almost out of time. How do one manage?
Okay, thank you very much. Management, there is management for dementia. There is the pharmacologic management using medications. There is the non-pharmacologic management. Now, when we start for non-pharmacologic management, number one, we talk about environmental modification. So what does that mean? You try as much as possible to make sure that the person is closely familiar place. You try not to make too many changes. For some instances, you could name the rooms. Oh, put a sticker or a cardboard, bedroom. Put another one, bedroom. Put another one, kitchen. If the person is educated, so immediately he gets to the kitchen and sees the cardboard. Oh, I'm in the kitchen. And turns back and then goes again and says, oh, this is the bedroom, and enters. You understand? Have a lot of sticky notes, put it there. If you want to do this, do this. So the person, if you want to take your bath, open the shower. One way or the other, helps the person remember. So you have houses that you modify and have a lot of cardboards like that. Again, you modify the environment. That kind of person, you don't, because there could be falls, there could be so you don't want the bed to be very high up there, the person may possibly need a carer supporting him in the roles. Again, part of the non-pharmacologic management, we talk of music therapy, pet therapy, aromatherapy, areas to look at for someone that may have dementia, or when the early signs are there, or even before then, is you have to start thinking of the future. We have people that forget things, and they forget their account details, they forget that they have properties somewhere, they forget that they have houses somewhere, and then they don't have a will. And so their children cannot even say where the houses are, because daddy just told me that he has a house in Lagos Island. He has not told us the exact places. And you're asking daddy now, daddy say, I can't even remember I have a house. So we must do a lot of documentations as we are getting older. We don't need to wait until when we are very old. Oh, I have this. You could speak to your lawyer because of legal implication. Let him make all those things, put them down, because you don't know what could happen in future. When you are getting older or you see early signs of dementia, if you need to change signatories, because there are people, they don't even remember how to sign again, how to get their money, and their money is stuck in the bank. So all those things are important in terms of saying you want to do some non-pharmacological treatment. Pharmacologic, there are drugs which you give. However, we need to say the definition is a progressive decline in cognitive function. So, even though we are giving drugs, the drug is majorly to slow down that decline.
Right.
We are not trying to say we are bringing back all memories.
That's why it's called management.
Yes,
right?
it's management.
It's not that
exactly.
It's curative or anything.
No,
it's
we are
management.
just preventing the fast deterioration of that decline in the memory.
Dr. Tomi, before we go, I would need you to please give out your details for people who have questions, your social media handles if you want, for those who have questions, further questions for you on our topic today, so they can reach out to you. Feel free to give out maybe Instagram,
okay,
or Facebook if you want.
Okay, well,
but not Twitter.
Okay, no problem. On Instagram, it is Obatomi, Obatomii. That's my Instagram handle. Or you could search for me on Facebook, Alalade Obatomi. You will definitely see me.
Fantastic. So we can get over the Twitter thing. Thank you so much, Dr. Tomi, for coming around.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Me.
Always a pleasure to have you around.
Thank you very
Next
much.
week, Thursday, we are talking about addiction, and that will take 3 weeks. So we're doing a 3-part series on addiction from next week, Thursday. For the next 3 Thursdays. So join us again on that one. Dr. Tomi, again, thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very
All right, let's go to break. Lagos, Nigeria. That's the show, though, for today. I'm Sheriff Quadry. I'm on social media at Sheriff Quadry. I'll see you tomorrow at 5. Bye for now.
Radio. Best served on the morning crossfire.
Governors from the south, from the east, from every part of the country have failed us. If not, every part of the country should have been growing.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.